Hey, friends all over the world, I want to come to you with this prophetic word, especially as we enter into a new season. Protect your oil. Protect your oil. Ecclesiastes 10:1 says, as dead flies cause the ointment of the apothecary, that is like the pharmacist, to produce a stinking smell or stinking savor, so doth a little folly him that has a reputation of wisdom. In other words, in this season, you need to be specifically vested in protecting the oil on your life. Don't allow the oil on your life to become contaminated. Don't allow the oil on your life to become contaminated. And one of the ways that can happen is through toxic connections. One of the things that I realize is that sometimes rejection is protection. Now, some of you listening to me, you're saying, I don't know why this person walked out of my life. I don't know why this person mistreated me or slandered me or said something negative about me. That may have been the best thing they could have ever done for you. That may have been the best blessing that God could have ever given you. Because some connections are infections. Some connections are infections. And some of you have suffered from folly. From folly. Listen, you need to guard your oil, guard your life. Guard what comes into your ear gates, what comes into your eye gates. Don't let anything in, because those things can contaminate your oil. And the thing that should bring healing, the thing that should bring deliverance, the thing that should bring breakthrough will become a source of defilement. And that's why a lot of people, even including pastors and ministers, have to be careful. There's a pastor listening to me right now. There's a pastor listening to me. And what happened is that because of bitterness, you've allowed bitterness in, and your oil has become contaminated. Your oil smells. The oil smells because you've allowed resentment, you've allowed bitterness, you've allowed contention and strife to contaminate your oil. I'm telling you right now, it is time for us to allow God to cleanse us. It's time to it's time for us to allow the Lord to cleanse our oil. Come on now. I remember there used to be this little facial cream back in the day, and some of you may not remember this, but it was called Noxzema. And Noxzema was like an oil-based cleanser, and it was white, and you would put it, and it felt like eucalyptus on your face. You remember that? But what would happen is that if you didn't cover the Noxzema, and you left it uncovered, contaminants would get inside, and the very thing that you were using to cleanse your face would actually make your face break out. Why? Because the oil was compromised. The ointment was infected. My goodness, I hope you'll hear me now. I'm telling you, got to be careful. Guard your oil in this season. Don't let anything in. Don't let anybody in. Don't let any influence, any spirit, connection come into your life unless it's authorized by God. I'm telling you, stop, listen to this, opening your life to toxic things, conversations, relationships, connections, all of these things. And so here it is, this season, because this season requires oil. This season requires oil. You got to have oil on your life. You have to have the yoke destroying, burden removing, power of God dynamically working in your life. And that oil destroys the yoke, but it won't destroy the yoke if the oil is compromised. Listen, just a little folly, I'm telling you. Be watchful. Some of it is a setup. I'm telling you, the devil has landmines set up for you. Things that he wants you to fall into, traps that he's set. Sometimes people set traps. Sometimes the devil uses people to set traps for you. Situations can be traps. Listen, be careful not to be offended. Some of the things that you're dealing with they're not even situations, they're distractions. They're distractions. They're defilements. They're designed to defile you, to defile your life, to defile your prayer life, to defile your worship, to keep you out of what God has for you so that you can't walk in the victory. Guard your oil. Guard your oil. Guard your oil. Guard your oil. Come on, somebody. Don't let everybody into your space. Don't let everything into your space. You understand what I'm saying? Because the oil is precious. It's costly. It's expensive. It's expensive. That's why, listen, have you noticed that if you're a cook out there, I need some cooks to say something. If you're a cook, one of the things that you have to understand is that when you use oil that's been burned, or it has a bunch of debris inside of it, you can't cook with that because it will affect your food. You can actually get sick by cooking with bad oil. You've used that oil 15 times. It is black now. And now you want to go fry some chicken and you got black chicken. Or now you want to cook some eggs and your eggs are black. Because the oil is bad. The oil is bad. Guard your oil. Oil is precious. Don't let anything into the flow of your oil. Keep that space clean and clear. This is very important this season. There are going to be situations that arise that are designed to draw you into contamination, to draw you into defilement, to test you, to tempt you. Guard your oil. Guard your oil. Make sure your oil is fresh. Make sure your oil is pure. Make sure your oil is clean. Come on now. Dirty oil won't do it. Listen, dirty oil won't destroy yokes. Dirty oil won't destroy yokes. Pure oil does that. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Please share this with somebody, tag a friend, subscribe to my page. Remember, Jesus is Lord.